Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight. Welcome to Eagles Talk post game edition. Our Philadelphia Eagles have taken on and lost to the Los Angeles Chargers 27-24. Am I correct?
Yeah,
27-24.
27-24.
Last second field goal by the Chargers, and we've gone down in defeat. So my promise for a win at home, the first win, did not come to fruition. And we have a lot done wrap here. It was a winnable game. It definitely was. I my coach, he kind of I said he wasn't going to be stupid and go away from the run, right? But he did. He started the game out being stupid and going away from the run and then doing the same thing he did in the first 7 weeks of the season. And it seemed like he regained his composure or somebody slapped the hell out of him. I don't know, but he got it back on track in the second quarter and went back to the run to much success. We controlled the game. We got back into the game. We were up in the game. Uh, but your guy on defense, Pat, tell me something. Tell me what happened. I mean, we had some momentum in the second quarter, and then we got back to the run, and but what's up with this defense?
You're playing your corner 7 yards off the guys. You're not identifying the weapons of the offense. I like our run defense. Our linebackers did step up today. Shout out to T.J. Edwards laying the boom. Davion Taylor actually like NFL linebackers today. But besides that, our corners was playing too soft off. This coordinator didn't do anything special. He basically came out there with the same game philosophy for the last 8 weeks 7 weeks prior to last week. He blitzed one time, got beat on a blitz. He never blitzed again. Like you have to take chances in this game. That's what the NFL is about, taking chances, giving yourself the opportunity to win these 50-50 opportunities. When you don't do that, you get beat all the time. The defensive coordinator we just when he got beat by Jalen Hurts with his feet time in and time out again, right?
Right.
But they still blitzed him. They still came after him, regardless of how many times Jalen Hurts beat him with his feet. They still came after Jalen Hurts with a blitz. You got to come after these quarterbacks in the NFL with a blitz if you're not getting no pass rush. We didn't have a single pass rush. I think we might have had one hurry the whole game. The whole game. If we had one hurry the whole game, what do you have? Dante, you play basketball, right? If I can't stop Shaq, right? If we can't stop Shaq, what we gonna do? We're gonna foul him, right? So in the terms of football, if we can't get a pass rush, we gotta send an extra man or two. When you don't do that, you got a quarterback throwing for 32 for 38 for 356 yards, 2 touchdowns, a QB rating of 123. He was well over 90% throwing the ball. Like you giving him multiple targets.
Our defense is the one that regressed there. Like I said, the Sirianni came out in the first quarter, seemed to forgot everything he did the week before and pass. But he got it together in the second quarter. Our defensive coach, I don't know, like what did he look at the tape? Did he see what was successful last week, which was getting some pressure on the quarterback and making him make quicker decisions? And he didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. He reverted back to that soft pass defense we've been playing, and Herbert took advantage of it. And not to mention, Big Play Slay had a horrible game today.
Yeah, this is one of
Big
his
Play
worst
Slay
games
got
this year
he
by
was
far.
toasted. He was toasted
But
today. I thought
it's
he was
also
Izell out there.
But also, they didn't put him in favorable positions. Like he's a cover corner. Why are we still playing these guys off of the receivers? Put them up on the receivers, 3 yards off the receiver. Stop putting them in build technique decisions where they have to come up and go around. Put them right on the receiver. You see these corners today; they were up on our receivers. I mean, Devontae Smith had a heck of a game, but they were up on our receivers. And they said, you know what? We don't have the corners, but we're still gonna play bump run man to man coverage. I mean, listen,
He's allergic to man to man.
he
For
is.
some reason, he's allergic to man to man. Like, I just don't get why you live by the zone, you die by the zone.
And that's what he's obviously willing to do that because he's dying by it. And even when he has success going away from it. He comes back to die by it again. Now that's insanity, man. That's just insanity. And I did not. Well, I did, but but I was when I was saying that I had confidence in our coaching staff. Light bulb moment. Going off last week and discovering that this change up of scheme that they had been running the first 7 weeks was successful. I thought that they would go back to it, but only one half of them, Sirianni, although he had brain freeze in the first quarter, he got back to the run. But Jonathan Gannon did not. He reverted right back to what doesn't work. Not instead of going back, even if you looked at all of the film of all 8 weeks, you go back and you see the one game where this scheme is working, and you say, "No, we don't need to run that again. Let me see these other 8 games."
I really can't wait to go back and look at this film and dissect what really happened. I saw a lot of comments say we need linebackers, but I saw T.J. Edwards and Davion Taylor coming down here quite a few times.
Yeah, I did.
Our pass rush wasn't there. Our interior was crappy all game. And Ryan Kerrigan, why the heck is he on this team? He's wasting a roster spot and he's taking money from these players. Like this. We should have a petition to get rid of 2 players, Ryan Kerrigan and Barnett. They got to go.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely.
Barnett gets too many penalties for what he's
in
worth.
the most inopportune moments too. Like we saw it earlier in the year when Sirianni
he's a drive
was
killer.
He's another. This guy again. This is when they threw a flag on Barnett early in the year. If Sirianni is saying this, it's always him. And then the day, most inopportune time, he gets another penalty. Yeah, we can't do that. I mean, we're shooting ourselves in the foot when we draw those penalties like that. But the bigger story is Jonathan Gannon and that defense did not do their job. They reverted back to playing soft defense, having the corners play off, and another good quarterback took advantage of that. And ultimately, it led to our demise today, 27-24. Oh, my goodness. So now we are still winless at home. We haven't won a game at home all year.
Just don't come home. Just play on the road all year. It's disrespectful for the fans. It's disrespectful to people that pay a lot of money to go to the game. And
we got Dallas fans in here, Hurts haters in here. Like, what Hurts got to do with it? This was on defense. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hurts
How many first downs did he get with his feet?
Oh
give
no,
me a break.
Hurts saved our asses a lot of times on some of these drives. We wouldn't even been in the game.
If your offense puts up 24 points, guess who the loss is on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I like the most recent comment about this, man. Robin Wallace said, you see it? We need an old man DC. Like I see, young boys have no heart.
Zero.
He's 100% right. Like I know Rashawn is trying to kill our linebackers right now, especially the new starting linebackers, saying they missed too many tackles. They missed a total of 2 total tackles today. Yeah, that's one too many, but that's much better than having Singleton and the other guy that we cut on the field missing everything and waiting for tackles. These guys were explosive in this game. The defensive calls, putting them in situations and putting the defense in situations they should have been in. Like, come on, if you got 3 tight ends on the field, you should be a heavy set defensive line and maybe 2-3 linebackers in the game at a time. You got to match the offense. You're not matching the offense. You're just going out there playing your defense. You're going out there playing your defense, thinking that your defense is going to prevail. It's not prevailing. It hasn't prevailed all year. Your defense is crappy. You're vanilla, having these downhill guys going back into these zones and leaving these tight ends in these positions to catch the ball. No, you can't do that. You need to match these guys up. They used 2-3 tight ends today, and 2 of them got caught touchdowns because of the defensive formation you put out there.
Yeah,
we don't get picks until we play man. We never get picks when we play.
You're right about that.
I just don't.
You're
1 + 1
right.
= 2.
I mean, truth to be told, I know they say a close victory a close loss, it hurts worse than a blowout. But to tell you the truth, this game was in our hands. We had this game. We was one defensive stop see the key word, one defensive stop from ending this game. They didn't punt the whole game. Do you realize that? Do you realize
Uh,
the Chargers didn't punt the whole game?
Again, this is a disgrace. Jonathan Gannon is he's overmatched. He is in over his head. Let me put it that way. He's in over his head here. It's just he's not ready to be a defensive coordinator just yet. I don't think. The biggest reason being his schemes are vanilla, and I know he doesn't have the 85 Bears out there, but he has some talent out there. They're not all void of talent out there, but his schemes do not
Schemes is
take advantage of what his best players on defense do best. You know, if he is devoid of some talent, not all 11 of them are devoid of talent. He doesn't put Fletcher Cox in the best situations. He doesn't put Darius Slay in the best situation. I mean, he doesn't take advantage of the players that we can all say have a high level of talent. He doesn't do it.
Put Kiara's comment up. She right.
What's he say? He
Talking
definitely lied
about
on his
Gannon.
resume.
He lied.
He lied on his resume. Yeah, he probably did. He lied and said he lied and said he knew what he was doing. That was the biggest lie he probably told on the resume or in the interview. Yeah, I know what I'm doing here. No, you do not know what you're doing. This is ridiculous that we have to watch this over and over week after week after week. And then you tease us by showing us what this defense can do when run
Right.
correctly, and
Right.
then go back to doing the same boneheaded things you did when it wasn't working.
yeah.
Oh, that's what's more frustrating because you showed us and we saw with our own eyes that this talent, when put in the right schemes and the right situations, can be productive. Albeit it was the Detroit Lions, but they can be productive, and then you go away from that. I don't get it, man.
I tell you, listen, I do have to say this about our current head coach, who's our offensive coordinator too. Even though Shane Steichen is there, he learned, and we talk about these rookie coaches. He learned what makes this offense go. Running
Look
the
how many
ball.
weeks it took him now. Come
Yeah,
on.
okay, I understand that, but at least he stuck to his guns and said, even though I'm down, I'm gonna continue to run the ball. And what did that open up? More things down the field, right? It opened up more things down the field with the ability to go with any kind of passes over the middle. Freaking Devontae Smith was open all game, so you had to throw these boy the ball.
Right.
So our defensive coordinator, he has to match that same intensity. He has to match that same learning curve that Sirianni just found himself learning on the fly. He's not learning on the fly. He's not changing his philosophy, and he's putting us in bad situations. A great comment was up there on that 4th and inches. Why didn't we go 6 down linemen with 2 linemen and 2 defensive linemen in A gaps? That makes better sense than going your 4 down lineman and bringing in 2 outside linebackers. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to me. All right.
All right, let me go to some comments out here. They are talking heavy in here. And to Wayne, let me go back to his. He said, we were never going to win this game. They had the better team and better QB. No need to call for anyone's job. We don't have the talent. I beg to differ.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
have the talent. We don't have the people to groom this talent. Like, are we serious right now? We have talent on this team. We have no groomers.
Right. I'm not saying it's the
Messing up
greatest
people's
talent in the
careers.
world, but we have
No, it's
enough
not the
talent
greatest.
to
We have
get
enough
more
to be
out of them.
to be competitive. Come on now.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. The litmus test to that, do we have enough talent, is think for a moment. If you took Andy Reid and gave him this offense, would he get more out of
Yeah.
it?
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
And if the answer is yes to that, then you have good talent. You have talent that's just not being taken advantage of, and that's the proof in the pudding right there. If you gave this offense to Sean McVay, would he get more out of it?
Yeah.
Yes,
he would kill it.
get more.
He would kill it. He would kill
So
it.
we do have some talent here. I'm not saying we have top tier talent or anything like that, but we have enough talent to do better than what we're seeing on that field today.
That's right.
That's 100%. That's 100%. We have the talent to be on the top echelon of offenses in this league.
Yes.
And think about it. It sucks that these coaches are learning on the fly, and we don't need to be having coaches learn on the fly. We should have
No.
the experience, a defensive coordinator in here. We should have an experienced offensive coordinator here for the the rookie head coach, but we don't. We're stuck with these guys for at least the rest of the year. I don't see in the foreseeable future that anybody's getting fired or anybody gets cut. Even though we want Ryan Kerrigan to get cut, we want Derek Barnett to get cut, we want Jonathan Gannon to get fired. I don't think that's going to happen in the foreseeable future for this year. But something has to change.
Oh, now now there was a question asked before in the pregame show that he said if we win this game, I think it was BJ said if we win this game, does my outlook for the coaches change? And I said yes, it would change if we won this game. And guess what, BJ, we didn't. So guess what? My observation has not have my judgment has not changed. This coaching staff has to go. They have the 8 more weeks. I'll give it to them, but they have to go. I'm seeing the same thing. If I have to give an evaluation every week, I'm not trending up. I'm trending down again. I'm saying that this should be a one and done coaching staff here because they've gone backwards.
At the very least, a DC and an OC needs to come here. Some good defensive coaches, a better LB coach. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you this: how do you not have Jordan Howard up here for 6 weeks? This guy put up 71 yards today. He put up 60-something yards last week, and he ran behind his pads. Just to understand that you need to get away from these RPO, and I'm happy I only saw 2 RPOs today, but it was more or less it wasn't the pass option. It was more or less just hand it to the running back and show him that you're going to run around it. The corner. So I was more appreciative of Sirianni not actually calling those plays and going with straight runs in those situations than actually calling those plays. But he did revert to his dumb screen pass.
Yeah, all right. Twain is back. He said we blamed the coaches last year, and we did, Twain, and I apologize weekly now for doing that. But you're right. Andy Reid went 5-11 in his first year. They would be yelling fire Reid too. Yes, they would have been learning, but I think the difference in Andy Reid is we saw an innovative or a creative style offense. It was more evident that team was not yet talented enough to pull off what Andy Reid was trying to do. But we saw the creativity and that was what we went off of with Andy Reid. They were less talented than this team was. I hope that we all agree on that. And he says he finishes off with, we do not have a QB to run a top offense. I'll say it. He's not afraid to say that. Yeah, we have mixed reviews on Jalen.
He's grown. He's grown. He's not. Yeah. The thing is, he's not a turnover machine. So that's a plus. Him not being a turnover machine is a plus. Him learning to actually stay in the pocket is something that is going to be more his learning curve. But his playmaking abilities, his abilities, his athletic ability to make things happen outside the pocket when it collapses is needed. If you're going to have a quarterback, we call it a franchise quarterback, he's going to have to be athletic, depending on how our line is set up. Because normally we have 1 or 2 guys missing from our offensive line.
Right.
If we have that going forward, we're going to need an athletic quarterback.
Well, he had some good plays today. I mean,
I know. That's why I'm just like, where's this all coming from? We had a balanced game. He had good plays. He had a couple misses, but everybody did. But for the most part, offense was productive.
I agree with that.
Was productive. So it's like when we're productive, where's that even coming from?
Listen, they ran the ball 39 times, not counting the 10 times that Hurts ran. I think the scheduled runs from Jalen Hurts is about 3 or 4 times, but 39 times to 17 pass plays, maybe a little bit more pass plays than that, because he was 11 for 17. But I like that. I like that mix. Our identity is coming up. We're for our offense, not our defense. We're creating an identity for our offense, which is going to be a ground and pound team. I mean, I said this before. We need to dominate the line of scrimmage, and from the looks of things, putting the bigger running back in there or just straight up running the ball from under center is creating havoc for these defenses that we're going against.
Oh, who's put the last comment up? Who wants to coach here? Who wants to play here?
Yeah, you're right.
You know, everybody's trash. Every player's trash. You know, who wants to play here at this point? You know, if the coaches are not going to groom you and the fans are calling you trash every 5 seconds, even if you do good. Who wants to
We
play
got
here?
we got bummed on one call. The pass breakup by Slay. It was more or less the offensive guy was more handsy than Slay was handsy. Yeah, that should
Hmm.
have been a no call. That
It
should
should
not
have
have
been a
been.
no call.
That
Even the
should have been no
announcers were
call.
like, "That's a BS
Yeah.
call."
All right, look, Rob says the team has got better, but the coaches haven't turned the corner. This is where the system failed us because these coaches shouldn't have been appointed to their position. Um, yeah, we agree that we agree with
Hmm.
that. I understand what Laurie and Roseman were attempting to do. They wanted a young, hot offensive mind. Um, and they wanted somebody that was going to listen to them. That's it. That's the two major things that they wanted. They wanted someone who they felt would bring an innovative offense here because they like to see, they liked all the bells and whistles. When they go buy cars, they want the car that looks like the air cockpit with all the buttons on it. They like all that. So he wants a nice high flying offense, and then Howie wants a guy that he can control. A yes guy, a guy that's going to do what he says he wants them to do, and that's what he got. He got them both in Sirianni. Unfortunately, Sirianni is not ready. He's
Not
not.
yet.
He's not ready. He's
I
not
like,
ready.
but I see the growth. I do see the growth, and I like what I see from Sirianni. But Gannon has nothing. He has nothing. They was talking about him and the coach Staley being best friends. So I think he basically said, you know what, Staley, I know you guys need this win. I'm gonna play my vanilla defense. This is my defensive playbook.
I'm
Like
I'm I'm glad we could watch Sirianni grow instead of our team win. That's
Yeah.
fun. It's
it's
so
not
much
fun.
fun.
It's not fun whatsoever. It's not fun whatsoever. But our expectations for this team this year, I mean, even though we're Eagles fan, we think we're gonna win every game. We think we'll go to the playoffs and get the Super Bowl, whatever. Gotta look at it for what it's worth. Like this team is growing together. Good and bad. Like
True. True.
it's gonna be
All
a
right.
lot of
So
turnover after this season. I'll tell you that right now.
Travis says D lost it for us, and they were the ones we had the most confidence in
That's
before the
true.
season. It is. That's let's talk about that. That the defensive unit is what we expected to hang our hat on this year because we knew we had a lot of young skilled position players. Jalen Hurts only in his second year, a top draft pick, Devontae Smith, a rookie, and the other two wideouts are second year players. So
Mhm.
and Miles Sanders only has them by a year. He's a third year player.
Hmm.
So we thought that the offense would be slow to develop, and we were hanging our hat on the defense coming in, and because we have on paper what seems to be a very talented defensive line, we thought that it would start there. And we would get after the quarterback. As a matter of fact, I think he told us that he was going to be more aggressive, and that's not what we've seen. We have not seen that from our defense. Our defense is soft, and 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 not one person on our defense anymore scares an opposing
No,
team.
not at all.
Not one.
I mean, listen, I like again, I do have to commend our new linebackers, our two starting linebackers. TJ Edwards is laying the boom on everybody. And Davion Taylor is still learning on the job, but he's actually playing much better at the position than previously thought we needed linebackers. These guys are meshing together, but the scheme up front, the scheme behind them. Now we start seeing the real holes. The real holes is yes, we're not getting a pass rush. If you don't get a pass rush and the quarterback is able to complete 10 passes in a row, that's an issue. That's a real issue. They wasn't able to run the ball. They had 27 rushes for 89 yards, 3.3 yards per clip. Yes, they had a big run at the end of the game, but the whole game they could not run the freaking ball.
And look at the comment on the screen. John Gary. Our major problem is that every QB that we play has a career
Correct.
game. And
Correct.
therein lies the problem.
The
He's
Right.
not
philosophy.
So
doing
who
anything to stop that.
The
He's
right.
not
philosophy
We
is
don't
scheming
we don't
terrible.
anything.
pressure, we don't do anything. Our QB gets pressured and it's like, "Oh, he's trash." But our defense just lets quarterbacks roll all over them. They could
Yep,
throw any ball they want against our defense.
exactly. Exactly. Mark Johnson, Justin Herbert hit 10 passes in a row.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
pressure.
Thank
Send a
you.
slot corner blitz or something. Damn. Damn. That's just how I feel watching
I'm
the
not,
game.
I'm not
I
gonna lie
feel
to you.
just like that comment right there.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Damn.
If I was a defensive coordinator, I would have blitzed them. How many plays they had? They had at least 50 something plays. I would have blitzed 45 plays.
Okay, at
45
least
plays.
At
45
least.
plays.
somebody's
All right.
I would send
coming.
an
I
extra
see.
man.
I see what type of defensive coordinators y'all are. Y'all just-
Look,
okay.
look.
And Shell would have
I
blitz
miss
50,
Buddy Ryan.
50
That's all I
plays.
got
he
to
was-
say.
No,
But
but you
Buddy
understand
would have sent them 99.9% of the plays. Come on
But
now.
you gotta give him something. You can't let this 6'5" strong arm quarterback sit back there in a clean
No,
pocket.
make him feel
Throw a
it.
ball.
Tire his
You got-
big behind out.
Yes, you got to make him move around. Yeah, he's a little athletic. He can get out there. He scored a
He
rush touchdown.
can
But
He
if
said
you
the
come
IQ
after
hit
the
his
guy.
ass a
quarterback,
few times.
if you
He'll
send
move a
pressure
little
after him,
slower.
most quarterbacks, when you send pressure at them, that's not named Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. When you send extra men at them, and they actually have to make quicker decisions, they tend to make mistakes. It's a
Right.
proven fact in the NFL. If this quarterback's name is not Aaron Rodgers, or sometimes Patrick Mahomes is even falling victim to this now,
Mhm.
and Tom Brady's falling
All that
victim
at
to
the
this.
Super Bowl.
Right? If they don't have if they're getting rushed every other play or every play, they tend to make mistakes.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm with you,
Rashawn.
Rashawn.
Look,
I'm
we
with
knew
you.
it would be growing pains, but we didn't think we would digress
Yeah.
every week and not progress. No weeks. Yeah, I got you. Uh yeah, that's what we're looking for. I said this about 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago. If you're not in the mind frame that this is a rebuild, then turn your TV off. Get out of here. You're just delusional. This is a rebuild. So that being the case, there are new rules in which to view this season under. This is a rebuild. So I'm not specifically looking for a whole lot of W's here. I know that we are building our roster, but what I want to see and what we should all want to see is progression as the season goes on. We saw that from week 7 to 8 when this offense dedicated themselves to the run, committed to the run, and dominated the game. We saw that the defense was more aggressive, put some pressure on the quarterback, and caused some mistakes to happen. So we expected that after they took a step like that they will continue to take steps forward. But this week, they did not. They did not. They kind of reverted back to some of the dumb things they were doing before, and that's what's frustrating when you look at when me calling for the coaching staff's heads is because they're not going forward. They're not going forward.
People are being so dramatic. They think
What?
the NFL won't let you blitz. They'll let you blitz. Stop. You just can't take the quarterback's head off. Come on now.
I want to say this though.
They'll let you
I'm going to
blitz.
get a petition together to petition
Shut up, Ellis.
Seth Joyner to be
Shut
our
up,
next
Ellis.
defensive coordinator.
Shut up.
I don't care if he hits the players. I need him to be our defensive coordinator. I need his intensity. I need his aggression. I don't care how many
How about
times he gets fined. I don't care. He would have this team.
He would
playing
not
like
make the
his
whole
man.
season, Pat. He would not
we
make the
had
whole
an
season.
event after election night in Camden, and I said, "Look, I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but come on, you really can't go back and coach. You're killing us right now.
Right.
You know why
Oh.
we say this? Why
You
we say
can't
this about
take
people?
them kids." Seth
know-
would have called a case. That's why Seth would have
Yeah,
called a
that's
case.
why.
He would have
would've
gripped
got
somebody
finished
up
the
by
year.
their collar, and it would have been a problem. And
I
then they
don't
would have
care.
had
I
to sit
do
out
not
a couple
care.
of practices because they were upset and needed to
Michelle.
go see a counselor.
So look at this. That last drive that they scored that field goal to win the game. It was 15 plays, 6 minutes, 5 seconds for 64 yards. 15 plays. How many?
Mhm.
No, that should not happen at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You should be blitzing him. You should be blitzing him to his mom and say, "You got to stop hitting my child like that."
That's right. And I'm a quarterback mom. I know how it is. I'll be like, "Baby, you better be ready because they coming for your behind."
See, you gotta be when the commentators is on a thing like, Oh no, they gotta stop. They gotta stop blitzing. He's hitting
No.
way too many times. He's taking too many hits. It was 15 plays for over 6 minutes.
You
They
teach him
drove
how
the
to get
ball
out of
for
bounds,
six
but you
minutes. I
send
could
him.
see they did it for 3 minutes and scored, right? And they gave us some time on offense. They took every single ounce of time off the clock and
Hmm.
gave the and you know what? Looked in our defensive coordinator's face and said, "You ain't shit."
Right,
That's what he
right. I
said.
kind of agree with that. I didn't feel like they got that. They talked about it came from the sideline. Since when?
Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, I thought we
I
got
thought that was
robbed
a
on
little.
that.
I thought that was a little shady timeout because
No,
that
I
you
would have
thought
saw.
changed the whole game.
Yeah, no, you saw the coach running up to. Actually, when the right before the snap, you saw the coach running up to the ref.
uh,
I hate to
Did
say
he
that,
make it
but
in
man,
time? Did he
uh,
make it
I
in
know
time?
because
the
that
the
What
was
was it?
tie
What
the
was the
tie the
time on
tie
the clock?
the tie goes to the coach most of the times. You gotta, you know.
Seth would catch a case, definitely. That's why I would love Seth too, but Seth wouldn't be here to coach anybody because he'd be locked up and he'd be,
I don't
you
think so.
know,
I think we think of Seth being, he's a 6'2", 245-pound football player now, but Seth is
from the old school. Put
he
that in
is
there.
from the
Throw
old
that in
school,
there.
but I think he
Mhm.
would want his defense to thrive. So therefore, he would inflict his mental
He would inflict
ability,
physical
but
punishment. That's
he
what he'd
would
be
want his
inflicting.
players to be successful in his scheme.
Mhm.
If I
Yeah.
see Seth in the street, I want to pull him to the side. He might smack me once in a while, but you know what, Seth, I can take it. All right, we need you to be defensive coordinator.
Another thing, like somebody pointed
I
out,
was
Seth has
telling him
never
about
coached.
this show though. He said he has a podcast too. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, I
"Oh, you
see
got a
Seth.
podcast too?"
Yeah, he does. Yo, it should have been like Remember the Titans Blitz all night.
I know
Yes,
that's
that's what
right.
it
I
said.
know
Yeah.
that's right.
Steve says I'm confused. Seth never coached. He watched and think he a coach like us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen, I talk that stuff too, but listen, I'm not a coach.
yeah, yeah. Need to Bill Crow says I need to throw a snake on Gannon.
Bite him in the ass. Maybe you'll get some fire.
Oh man,
Rashawn said, I bet if you go back to that first Andy season, you could see steps forward, which led to our early 2000s dominance. Yeah, you could
yeah.
see progression and innovative offense. You could see that he just didn't have the personnel at that time to carry out what he had
Yeah.
in his
And I'm
brain.
willing to give Sirianni a chance. He just
Yeah.
needs some veteran coaches around him.
He does.
It can't be rookie him and Gannon and
Mm.
OC. You need proven
Mm.
offensive defensive coordinators around the rookie coach.
But you know what's
Right.
you know what's hindering him right now, because we were a very successful team a few years ago, getting the Super Bowl and everything like that. So the expectations are very high for
And they
whoever
should
comes
be.
in.
They should be. Why should we lower our expectations?
That's
You
true.
don't put
We're
Heisman
we're
kids
not.
on here and not win any games. Like,
You're
stop
right.
playing with me. Stop
We're
playing
we're,
with
we're
this
we're not the
talent
Detroit
we got.
Lions.
We got
You're right.
Alabama players, Heisman play. No, we should be producing.
Yes, you're right.
Period.
You're absolutely right. But we're not the Detroit Lions, so we know we don't accept failure easy. you know.
No.
But at the same time, these guys, this is their first time coaching. Besides Jonathan Gannon being an a-hole and not learning,
You so mad at him.
I am. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed off that I have no energy in me to actually yell. Like it's sad. It's sad because this defense has so many guys that could play. Why are we playing a 3-4 hybrid? Why are
And
we
we
not
know
playing a
you know how
4-3?
each of these players can play, Pat. We know. We know.
I look at film. They don't. So
I
no.
know.
Right.
Clearly.
Rashawn says, even in a rebuild situation, we should be producing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be producing in situations that we can produce. I agree with that.
Mel,
Um,
stop blowing up people's spot. Mind your business. Blowing up
Oh,
people's spot. He probably talking about the same event I was at. Stop, mind your
oh,
business.
okay.
Man, I'm hot.
All
Man.
right.
I'm really hot about
Look,
this. We had
yeah,
opportunities.
they should be producing and they should be progressing. That's too much to have to happen when you're doing a rebuild. You have to produce. You want to see production on the field, and you want to see your team getting better, incrementally, getting better
Mhm.
every week, and not. I don't know.
It's like a roller coaster. It's like one week, oh, we look great. The next week, we look bad again. 1 week, we look great. The next week, oh, we look bad again. Like,
right.
So it's almost like we're standing still because we take like 3 steps forward, then we take 4 steps back, we take 5 steps forward, we take 3 steps back. So it's almost like we're in the same position, maybe 1 step ahead at this point.
I don't know what we can do. I mean, the offense, we asked them to run the ball. They ran the ball.
We asked the defense stop playing zone, and they didn't.
They don't stop playing zone. So I think we need to get Jonathan Gannon on in the morning show for WIP because that's when Sirianni start running the ball when Kitali start asking.
He wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, he wouldn't let
Angela wouldn't let it go because the fans wouldn't let it go.
So I think we need to get in on there in the morning show or get him on our show and like, yo, why are you doing this? You don't have the players? Just let them get burnt once or twice. We haven't seen a one-on-one yet, like where we say, oh man, this has happened too many times during the game. Too many times. No, it's normally we're sitting in the zone and everything's over the middle or on the outside like a corner route. Like we can't be. This just can't sustain, man.
Oh, this is crazy. But we've come to end this show, man.
Down with Trot.
Yeah, Trot's a good defensive mind. I really want them to come back and play. If I could just take their tenacity and their physical ability and put
his son to be out in about 2 years, so we grab his son.
All right, okay. I don't know if his type of linebacker even used in the NFL anymore.
Not that type. You got to be able to cover.
You got to be able to cover now.
You got to be a Davion Taylor type guy with speed to get to the. Yo, did you see T.J. Edwards put the lick on Keenan Allen? Then Davion Taylor came there, did the same thing to Eckler. Like these boys were hitting.
They were hitting.
They were hitting today. They're like I said, it was 2 missed tackles that I seen. And that's a contribute to what kind of defense you're playing. Like we really should be in a 4-3 defense. We don't need to be in this hybrid 3-4. We never were productive in the 3-4 defense. Philadelphia is not known for a 3-4 defense or hybrid, whatever you're doing. I'm seeing 2 linebackers every single down. That makes absolutely no sense when you have 3 tight ends in the game. You got 3 tight ends in the game. Pat.
Yeah.
Yo, you should be utilizing your like Barnett. Like we yell at Barnett all the time, but his ass is always standing up. You're a defensive end. Get your hands in the dirt. Take on a freaking block.
Well, I don't think that's his decision, Pat. I don't think he has that power to come in. I think that's a Jonathan Gannon problem again, scheme, and we are sick and tired of seeing it over and over. And this week there will be no different from the previous weeks in which we call for John Gannon to get his head examined because his defense is too soft, and it's not Philadelphia. Let's be realistic.
Defense.
It's not Philadelphia.
It's not.
And if you don't incorporate like the essence of who we are, and we're blue collar, hard-working, hard-nosed people, and we want to see our defense be the same. We want to see that reflected in our
hungry.
defense.
They're not hungry.
They are not. They are not hungry. They are full and fat and slow. And the coordinator's stupid. Okay,
look.
We're out of here, man. This is the end. We will see you guys on Thursday after we have a chance to look at the game over and make us even madder. But we'll come back upon further review on Thursday and talk about this game a little bit more as we.
I like this one. I like that one. I like that one.
Pat should be DC. All right.
I would have a better philosophy. You know what works great in the NFL, Dante and Michelle? You know what works great in the NFL? And Minnesota has practically became the master of this. That middle double A gap blitz with the linebackers. Like it's almost uncoverable at times. Right? It's almost uncoverable at times.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it on Thursday then. All right. So
cheers.
All right. You can do a shot on the way out. Everybody, if you want to do a shot, nothing to do a shot about it unless you want to drink your sorrows away.
I'm drinking my shot. Shout out to Penn State. Shout out to the Sixers.
All right. Okay. So here we go. Down the hatch. And we're out. We'll see you guys on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Peace.